Thank you for subscribing to the channel. It's much appreciated. And for those who haven't subscribed yet, it'll only take you a second. Thank you. Now, what I want to talk to you about today is plagiarism. Now, a lot of us, when we write books, we're all a little concerned that even original work could have been someone else's work. You know, there's that many people writing stories, long stories, and if you've taken a sentence or a phrase that just happens to be yours, yet someone else has already written that paragraph, that sentence, or whatever, that line, and from years ago maybe, and you try to put it in and it's come up as plagiarized, and really, you know, you're going to think, well, hang on a minute. And it happens with a lot of simple phrases, popular phrases, popular sentences, just a few words strung together that we use in everyday life. It can flag as plagiarized, but then when it goes to the publisher or even to Amazon, when it gets checked, if things flag up as plagiarized, then they'll have a look at it and they'll see what it is. And if it looks like it's not just an automatic, here's your book back, you know, they'll have a little look at it, because it might not be anything at all. It might be just, like I say, a part of an everyday phrase that happens to be in someone else's book. Yeah, that's nothing to worry about. I mean, what there is to worry about is if you've actually copied someone else's work, and basically that's what plagiarism means. It means taking someone else's work and calling it your own. Now, when it comes to law, firstly, it's frowned upon. It's looked at as say a misdemeanor, generally, unless there's money involved, of course. Now, if you're raking in thousands and thousands of dollars, pounds, euros, whatever, every month from a book you've copied, then, and you've copied it word for word, and it's really, the whole thing's been plagiarized, or even big chunks of it, then you could actually go to prison for it. You get massive fines, and you could serve time. You'll certainly get a criminal record. But if there's no money involved, if you're not making anything at all, they generally sort of look at you as, it's not worth the effort. But that's not really what you should be doing. You should be looking at whether I'm making money or not. I shouldn't plagiarize. And that's right, because if you're going to write a book, you want to make loads of money. You don't want to write a book thinking it's not going to sell. So I'll copy this. It's just absolutely pointless. What happens if we find a paragraph or a statement or something that we want to use, but it is somebody else's? Well, there's ways around it. So, I mean, it's not the best thing to do, but if you really want to use something, if you want to use a chapter out of a government website, which I'm going to show you now, and you want to use that in one of your books, you can change it around, or you can, same with anybody else's work, as long as it isn't theirs. Now, I'm not suggesting you write a whole book like that, just the odd chapter, or not so much chapter, the odd paragraph or sentence or phrase that you want to use, and you don't want it to flag, so yeah, just change it around. Maybe put quotations on either end so that people can see that it's from someone else. Maybe even actually mention where it's from. Right, so I'm going to highlight the bit I want. I'm going to right click, copy. I'll go to a free online checker, and that's called smallseotool.com, and it's /plagiarism-checker. Right, okay, so I'll right click on the mouse, paste. That's the whole thing in there now. Scroll down. I'm not a robot. Check for plagiarism. Okay, so straight away, this whole thing, other than the title, has flagged. It all needs changing. Right, so okay, so how do we do that? And like I say, there's lots of other sites you can use, so go to them and check them out. Look for free ones that suit you. Pay for them if you want, but you don't need to. So let's see what Grammarly says about it. So I'll right click and paste. And it's just giving me some spelling checks here. But I'll go for plagiarism. And the whole thing is highlighted because it's actually from the government website. So what can I do about it? Well, I can rephrase it. So if I copy all that again, you know what I'm like, I don't affiliate to anything. I'm not selling you any programs at all. So if I right click, copy it, and I'll go to a rephrasing tool online. Again, free again. There's loads of them. This is called quillbot.com. I'll right click, Press paste, and there's the words. Rephrase. American government's legislative branch. Legislative branch of the US government. Judges of the federal court. As long as you read through and you're getting the same thing, you're getting all the points that this sentence has made, this paragraph has made, and you're getting it in what you want. Okay, so let's now take that. You can actually just copy here in the right hand corner, or highlight it and copy it. Now I'm going to go back to Grammarly. I'm going to go underneath just to see whether it's made a difference, and paste. Okay, we're just waiting a second for the plagiarism to check. Okay, so it's not completely done the job, but it's done enough of the job to start with. That's still no good, so I'm going to copy that. I could paste it in Word. Now I can just do a bit of a spell check on there, change that. That support Congress, not support the Congress. Yep, okay. Legislation, just take out that comma. Just do a little spell check on it first, make sure the grammar's okay. Now we go back to here. Disapproving presidential nominations. Let's have a few little words on here. Let's go for disapproving. Okay, so we'll go back to Word, and I'm going to highlight disapproving, and I'm going to right click on that word and go down to synonyms, and it'll give me a list of words that I could replace that with. So disapproving, okay, so objecting, criticizing, condemning. Let's go with something a bit milder, so we'll go with objecting. Okay, and another word from a bit further down, federal courts. Let's have a little look. If I change federal, highlight it, right click, synonyms, state. Okay, let's copy it again. Now I'm going to really hit a tough one here, but that was the idea. I mean, sometimes you can get them and it will just change automatically. No problem whatsoever. So let's have a look while plagiarism does its check. If I remove these two here, I'll just double check. Okay, so we've still got a few things. I've really gone to town on this one, haven't I? But I want it to stand. I want it to actually make the same statement. I don't want it to be anything different, and it's still got to be readable. It's still got to get the point across. The government's legislative. Let's try branch. Arm. Good. Okay, and we'll do the same down here, and I'll change that one to arm as well. It could be, you could call it something else. Okay, so I'll copy that. Let's go back here. I'm going to go straight over the top of that one. Paste. Let's see what happens. Little check mark, all done. And a quick read. And that's great. Well, like I say, I really picked a difficult one there on purpose, so that we can go through it and we can find ways around it. And that's not all. Now then, if I take the original text and go to Magic Write in Canva, if you've got that option, you could use Chat GPT or a number of the AI. Google has one, a number of the AI chatbots, if you like, and get them to rephrase it. Let's just have a look at Magic Write in Canva. I'll paste it in there, and at the beginning, and I'll type rephrase. I'll put a little colon there. Let's see if it can do its work. Enter then, press enter. Okay, so I shall copy that, go to Grammarly, paste that, do a plagiarism checker. So what we've got is made up of the Senate and House of Representatives. Now that's fine. That's not going to cause you any damage at all. The top bit, we'll go back to arm on that, for instance. You can just change it to whatever you want. Okay, and just by changing a little word there, it's altered the whole thing. Yes, it's still highlight, but we've got a tick on the plagiarism. So we're cool. We're ready to go. We want that title back. No problem. even though we're using the same title, it's not flagging as plagiarism because it's words that you would use. It's a phrase that you would use. Yet with everything else together, that was flagging up. It will then pick up on that phrase and put it all together. So yeah, I hope that helps. And ideally, you'll not want to take anyone else's work. That's obvious. There's nothing like writing your own stuff anyway. But just in case you were worried or concerned, you can now run a little check on the free apps online. If you have Grammarly, even better, or something like that. And run things through Chat GPT and the Magic Write in Canva or whatever you want to do. But I hope you don't get flagged for plagiarism, and there's no real excuse to now, is there? Thank you.